Hey, Scott Russell, I just want to talk a little bit today about relationships and people that have been or are in abuse. And it was just this week I was talking with someone who's in a man actually, who's in a pretty abusive relationship. And he is broken down. And somebody was saying to him, well, why doesn't he just get out of there? And I think until you've been there, you don't really understand that when you've been in abuse, it's a slow boil. When you're living in an abusive relationship that's truly abusive, it sucks your soul dry. And as you're in there, that person is constantly making you feel like you're the problem. It's you, it's you, it's you. And you're trying to do better, and you're putting all that effort in to try to be a better person and to please them, and it's never enough. And it never will be enough. And in the case of this man, he, for 23 years, he's dead of soul. And as the question was arisen of, well, why can't he see it? You know, when you're in that sort of situation, you know something's up, unless it's extreme violence, but you know straight away. But if it's something somebody's parasitic, they've lived off of you, you're the one with the energy, you're the one with the strength, you're the one that's able to do things, and they're needing you all the time. They're always needing you to do something, and they're pulling that essence out of you. It's really difficult sometimes to stop and go, wait a minute, this is not normal. Because you can fall into that situation of thinking this is how it is with everybody. And friend, I want to tell you today, it's not. If you're in that situation, now, okay, we all do things for each other, but if you're in that situation where somebody is actually parasitically living off of you, leeching off of you, then something's up, especially emotionally and mentally. And I think the few things we can do in that situation is to stop first of all and go, can I have heart to heart with this person? If you can't sit down and actually connect with somebody's heart and they can tell you what they're feeling, then you know something's up. Because when people can't talk about their feelings in any great measure or any great depth, you know that they've learned your feelings. They've learned how to live off of feelings. They've learned how to live off somebody else's feelings, learned behaviors. But, you know, I think it's very important that somebody puts the effort in both ways. For me in a relationship, and to encourage people in that situation. I came out of whatever I came out of. But I think moving forward, I'm looking at saying, I want somebody that sees the value in me equally as to what I see in them. They put in as well as they get out. It's not just me putting in, and they feel great and they're like, oh man, I love all this attention. It's just never enough, is it? It's somebody that actually stops and goes, you know, maybe Scott actually wants some love and some attention and some care, and maybe I really care for him and I'm going to put back into his life. And I think that's true with any relationship. If you're in a relationship and that's not happening, something's up. Something's up. And it may be a good time to sit and to actually talk and try to bring that out. If you can't do that, I think you need to be proactive in saying, okay, maybe I would do well to take steps to make sure my well-being is good and healthy and right. I do believe out there are people who are able to communicate with each other, people who can sit down together, look at a sunset together. Even you might have been married for a bunch of time, but to sit down together and both realize that, gee, we want to look at life and just enjoy life and talk about our heart and connect on a deeper level, our soul. You know, I met somebody once that I was able to do that. I think I would have been able to do that in a greater way. Just at the time, the circumstances didn't allow for it in the way it could have gone. But I think it shows it's possible. It's possible when two people are able to just resonate. When two people just connect. It's sometimes, I guess, it's a once in a lifetime thing. But you can't control that. If it's right, it'll just happen. So I just wanted to be a quick little voice to say here, if you're being stifled, if you feel like you're being restricted, if you feel like there's no life in you, then you're in a relationship, then step back and look. And I think the first thing you can do is say, am I able to connect heart to heart? Maybe you're the one that can't connect your heart. and you're projecting on the other and saying, they never give me any heart. Well, maybe you don't either. Maybe your heart has been so abused and so locked down that you don't know how to connect with that. And I've found women that I've approached and talked to at times that like that, very unable to connect to their heart. They keep it hidden because they don't want to be hurt. And if you're in a relationship, you should be allowed to just bear it all, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if that person loves you, no matter what you've done, no matter what you're going to do, they'll love you. And you won't want to abuse them in that. You'll love them back. Take a long, hard look. That's God with us, really, isn't it? I mean, God just loves us. We abuse him. We misuse him. We talk ill of him. We don't believe in him. And God just sits back and goes, I love you. And when you feel that love and you're connected with that love, you just surrender to it. So, all right, God, I've been married to all the wrong things, in all the wrong places, doing all the wrong things with all the wrong people. I'm going to let all that go because I want the life of you in me. I want the life of our connection in me. And he just says, welcome home. Puts his arms around us and just says, come on in. Let's sit and enjoy life together. I do believe that's possible. Like I say, I saw a glimpse of that with somebody once, and I think that's possible, and I think it takes two hearts. What about you with God? Are you able to sit with God? Take a walk. I walk. Walk on the beach, walk wherever you walk, and just say, God, empty your heart to him. Say, take me. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. You'll just feel the peace. You'll feel the rightness of it, the divine. So a divine lover, the romance of life. If you ain't got the romance of life, you got nothing. Anyway, I've said enough. God bless.